On. What's up, everyone? Coach Tony here in this training. We're going to break down 2025 and talk about exactly what to do every single month. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. For joining me live right now here on Zoom. You guys can help me out a little bit. Let me know if you can see what I am seeing. If you can see what I'm seeing, it should say what to do each month in 2025. Go ahead and drop a quick yes in the chat if that is what you see, just to make sure I'm screen sharing the right screen. I'm on different monitors, so there's a bunch of different things here, but awesome. The yeses are coming through. That means we are on the right screen. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So in this session, we're going to do a month-to-month breakdown exactly of what to kind of expect and know here. And we're going to talk about what's next for college admission seekers, our company for this upcoming year. We have some very interesting updates for everyone here. Our coaching family's got a little heads up last week, so we're super proud to share this with every single person as well. A few housekeeping things. If you are joining us here live on Zoom, go ahead and drop your high school year, just so I know kind of where you guys are at. I might be able to kind of spend a little bit extra time on a few areas. If it's, I see a lot of like 10th graders, I can spend more time on there as well. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and use the Q&A box on Zoom down below somewhere, right? Go ahead and drop your notes there. We'll have some dedicated Q&A time at the very end. And this call is recorded. Double checking really quick. Yes, this call is recorded. And we're gonna go ahead and release the replay and the notes that we have today in that replay as well. If you opted in to this training, you guys will have that. If you're watching replay, this is the replay as well too. If it's our very first time meeting, my name is Coach Tony. I was a former UC Berkeley admissions reader, so I read apps behind the scene recommending yes and no to students there, understood how the admissions process worked. Then I got to work at UCLA as a director. I opened my own high school and I even became TikTok's first college admissions partner. I've been helping families for the last 16 years get into every single UC you can think of, all the Ivies you can think of as well too, including a bunch of other schools as well too, top privates, a lot of Ivy plus colleges as well. And in this tray again, hopefully we can break down for you guys because it looks like in the chat we have a whole mix of grades. We got some families with your junior 2026 families. We got some freshmen and sophomores. We even got some middle school families as well too. So whether you're one of those buckets, this training is perfect for you. Okay, let's go ahead and start doing the month-to-month breakdown. This is January. If you're watching us live or you're watching the replay, we're starting from January here. So when it comes to January, first thing we want to talk about is academics, right? Let's check in on everything here. So first, let's review first semester, see how we did, what can we do to improve for a second semester. That was a good time also to set new goals for the spring semester. Maybe you didn't do so hot. Maybe you want to set bigger goals. How can I bring my grades up for second semester? Also, now's a good time, especially for a lot of folks. You're starting school again, right? Let's now get into the rhythm, the habit of building a study schedule that allows you to study and participate in your activities too. Another area is standardized testing. So if you are a 10th or 11th grader, this is mainly for 11th graders, let's figure out when you're doing your test. Again, not everyone's going to end up doing this. For example, if you're applying to the UCs, they are test blind. They will not consider any scores. But if you're applying to a test optional, test required school, you may want to consider this as well too. For 11th graders right now, a lot of you guys I know are taking it. You should be registering for either the March or May SAT. If you do the AC, there's one in February, there's one in April, and again, one other one in June as well. So you guys can take it here. Okay. For our younger friends, 8th and 9th graders, now is a good time to start studying the topics that may be on the section, right? You might not want to do the test prep right away, but start learning about, hey, what types of skills are going to be tested for me on these exams. And another thing in January is going to be summer planning. People think I need to wait for summer later on. Summer is going to be something you start now. Actually, most of our students started last month because a lot of summer programs had the application starting last month already. So again, summer programs, start researching programs, internships, volunteer opportunities to kind of see how you can maximize your summers. Look into deadlines for programs as well too. Just spoilers, a lot of them will have deadlines in January and February. Maybe you also want to look at potential jobs or opportunities local to where you guys at, and that is January. Okay. Moving over to February. When it comes to February, big thing here is like course selection and academic planning. You want to start looking and seeing, hey, for the following year, right? So for our younger family, for our following year, what do we want to take for the following year itself? Again, big thing is looking for the rigor courses, right? AP, IB. For us, we like to recommend some dual enrollment courses as well. For 11th graders, right, we say focus on senior year schedule because very, very important year that they'll really just look at your schedule rather than look at the grades because they won't see the grades for a lot of schools as well too. And when it comes to eighth graders, let's start to create that 4-year plan once you go to your high school, what should the schedule look like for the following years? Okay. Another thing you want to focus on is extracurricular development, right? So now's a good time. School's back in session, good opportunity to either join or increase the things that you're in, the clubs, the activities as well too, right? Start documenting what you're doing, sharing it somewhere, putting it somewhere in a tracker. So this is very useful for when you're a senior. Instead of thinking back, you just refer to this little tracker that you have. Also, start looking for upcoming leadership opportunities. A lot of the elections happen in spring, so this is a good time to start knowing about the opportunities to kind of start to position yourself to be in a position to get these roles of leadership. Another area in February is to be college and career exploration. So for our younger families, right, let's start looking at colleges or updating your college list on factors that you care about. Again, most people default to top schools in blank. That's a good way to start the process if you have nowhere to look. But again, just like we taught you a lot of our videos, right? What factors do you care about? What factors is a student looking for in a school using that as the framework? Now is a good time to also attend college fairs or virtual info sessions. So a lot of schools, again, they want you to come to their school. So they'll be doing school fairs where you can come to a place and they have like 20, 30, 50 colleges, or virtual fairs. You can come on and learn about schools as well too. That's really big in the spring semester. Again, also start figuring out what careers you want to do. And the more clear you are on the college and career goals, the easier it is to kind of work backwards to get to where you're at. And that is February. Moving on, last month of quarter one is going to be March. So when it comes to March, one of the big focuses is test prep and academics. Again, in a few months, in May, you'll be taking the AP exams. I know in the chat right here, we have a bunch of sophomores and juniors. Now, a lot of them, I bet you're taking an AP class currently or an IB class currently. In May, you'll be taking your AP exams, your IB exams for college credit. Again, now is time to start thinking about it, start prepping for that. Some of our students might be also registering for the SAT or the ACT or taking it again for March. This is one of the first big test dates for our juniors, our current juniors, 2026 families. Definitely start looking into that as well. Also, again, this is probably the halfway mark of the semester. So start looking, hey, how did I do? What can I do to improve or what can I do to continue what I'm doing here? And again, one of the big things, again, learn how to study with others. Study groups is not good because now you're about to enter that last part, which is purely academically driven here. Okay. Next piece is going to be March, right? The college planning, right? So when it comes to juniors, right? Juniors, 11th graders, you're going to start your college essay brainstorming. Try thinking of the topics that you'll be using to apply to when you actually write your college essays. You're also going to want to start looking for requirements. What are schools looking for? Because again, let's say you add a school that's test required, you're like, oh, I should be aware of that. So you can start planning in case you need to take the SAT or not, or other requirements they're requiring you or not. And again, for our younger students, right, start figuring out what types of schools you're looking into so you can kind of start understanding working backwards. And a lot of this is like knowing where you want to go so you can work backwards strategically through this process. Another thing you want to do in March is also to the spring activity planning. Again, if you haven't done your spring sports or activities or you're interested in that, registering now is probably the big time here. Looking for community service opportunities, right? During spring break, during the same time as well too. Again, logging in your things. Okay, you know, there's a few trends that we're saying every single month now, right? That logging in your activities and again, perhaps running for leadership positions now is gonna be around that time when it happens. Another thing for March is going to be financial planning and scholarship. So again, if you haven't started, I will definitely start. The youngest age is fourth grade up to whenever you're even still in college. Start looking and researching for scholarship opportunities. You actually could I plug this in for every single month of the year, months of the year with a lot of deadlines happen, right? And start figuring out the cost. This is especially for the junior families, right? So if junior and senior, especially senior families, like, hey, you're starting to get your acceptances as well too. How does money fit into all this as well? And one thing I do want to share for those who are interested, if you haven't chatted with Coach David, he's actually on our team. Coach David, he runs a very successful financial aid program where he helps families get free money for college, or you guys don't pay. So a lot of our families make between 100 and 400,000 a year ish, and then on average they've been able to receive 80,000 in free money, not loans but free money. Basically, it's institutional money from the colleges rather than the federal government is the thing. So if you guys are interested, and let me know. I can connect you with Coach David here. Okay. Moving on to quarter two in April. So when it comes to April, first thing is academic progress and testing. Again, final exams are around the corner. AP exams are around the corner, making sure everything is done. Again, April is a good month where, like, if your grades are dipping, now's a good time to start looking and saying, hey, what can I do to bring my grades up? Don't wait till May or June to do that. Do as soon as you can. Same thing with the 10th, 11th graders. Let's look into the SAT, ACC. We need to retake it, take it again here, right? Another thing in April is summer preparation. Now is a time where, like, hey, if you already have applied in December, January, February, now you start to see the results and see, hey, where am I going this summer? What am I doing? So start officially finalizing your summer plans. And also anything else you need for summer things, do that. If you need to plan for summer school, now's the time to start registering and signing up as well too. And then also academic, oh, I think we talked about this, prepping for exams here. Next one is career, college and career plan. It's a lot for our juniors, right? So for our juniors, now is the time you should start creating your list of colleges that you will be applying, right? Your list of safety schools, your list of reach schools, list of safety reach. Target schools as well to make sure you have that ready to go, right? Start gathering information you need, your transcripts, your test scores, all this stuff. Start looking at teachers. You're going to be asking for your letters of recommendation, and for our younger students, again, start looking at programs, looking at things that you can do as well, right? Also, what's happening in April is that our college app intensive also begins in April. So this year, our college app intensive is a 3-day series. The first day is called Kickstart. You come to your student will come to the event with nothing, with their ideas and what they want to write about. They'll leave the event with their personal statements and their personal insight question, rough drafts completed. Our team will edit this for them and send them our edited version. There's in-person and virtual options available. This event's in April, May, and June. And we also have Accelerate. You'll come back with your rough drafts. You'll leave your event with your final drafts. How we have to do this is small group ratios, 5-to-1 student to coach ratios, 15 students max per weekend. And then it's, again, virtual or in person. We already have a few weekends sold out because of the small nature. This is available July, August, September. If you guys are interested in learning more, if you guys haven't registered yet, again, do so ASAP. www.collegeappintensive.com. Okay. Another thing in April is seniors. If you're a current senior, if you're class of 2025, the month of April for you is going to be decision-making month. By April 1st, you'll find out every single school you got into. You'll find out all the financial aid packages you got as well, too. This is a good month to compare every single school and the schools that you got into. They're going to invite you. They're going to have you attend admitted student events, either virtually or in person. I highly recommend you attend these there. And then you need to make a decision by the May 1st deadline. So by May 1st, you let that one school know you're going there by placing the deposit at their school. You should, as a courtesy, let the other schools know that you're not going there. But if not, again, by May 1st, by May 2nd, if they don't hear back from you, they're going to assume it's a no anyway. So they're going to do that. Again, just for courteous reasons. If you know you're not going to go to school, say no so they can possibly take someone off the wait list is the thing there. Once you pick the school, again, start figuring out their housing, because it's usually housing also first come, first serve basis as well too. So definitely take a peek at that. Now, next piece is now we're moving on to May, right? Now we move to May. First thing is this is a big testing month. So there's AP exams, there's IB exams. And once you finish that, you start again, prep again for final exams too. So you'll see a lot of projects and assignments. And again, for our juniors, making sure senior year is super locked in because again, when it comes to senior year for high school students, they're really looking at your schedule rather than your schedule plus grades. There's no grades to actually report by the time you apply. Okay. Another thing is also for college and future planning, 12th graders, right? So this is again 2025 students who are watching this video, right? Make sure once you submit your school, submit your housing deposit, complete the housing forms. Again, if you're waiting on waitlist offers, accept all the waitlist offers as well too. And same thing, if you got off a waitlist but you don't want to go, let them know no, let them know no, so they can get someone else off the wait list as well too. And again, start signing up for your college orientation so you know kind of what to expect there. Okay. For 11th graders though, about to be a senior, right? Start working on your college essays, your prompts, and again, maybe start planning out, hey, am I going to visit some schools over summer? That's a really good time for students to kind of visit the school and check it out there. Okay. Next one, May. Year-end documentation. This is more like personal stuff, right? Updating kind of your grades and your activities, collecting information for letters of recommendations, collecting materials for your college apps, and for seniors, you're gonna be submitting your final transcript request. You're gonna send your official grades to the schools, right? So that's gonna be the big one. You send so to the schools. So you're gonna go ahead and send it here. Another one is also looking ahead, right? Let's register for any summer and academic program, enrichment programs, any other jobs we want to do over summer, right? For those who love reading, right? Reading this, or when your classes require it, start preparing that as well too. And for seniors, basically, you're pretty much done by now. Start looking at college packing lists and start your shopping to go off to college. Now we move on to June. We are officially halfway through the year. So June's a very emotional month for a lot of families. Number one, academics. You're taking your final exams, you're returning your textbooks. Seniors finish graduation again. Please don't fail any classes. Technically, if you fail, the school has a right to rescind your acceptance. So keep that in mind and save anything you need for portfolios and get the summer projects, summer assignments ready. For June, also, 11th graders, right? 11th graders, almost 12th graders, start working your college essays and create that timeline for you of how and when you're going to be applying to the various schools, which are you do early action, regular decision for the schools, thinking about that. For our 10th graders, again, start thinking about careers because that's going to help determine what activities, what classes you might be taking next year. For our younger friends, right? 9th graders, reviewing your 4-year plan. Did everything play out as expected that you want to? Some of our students, yep, that was actually pretty easy. Some of our students, nope, I did not expect that for high school. We got to readjust. And for 8th graders, this is your last few days as a middle school family. Get ready to jump into high school, right? This is also the start of summer. So when it comes to summer, you're going to be beginning your summer programs, your jobs, your internships. Again, create that schedule. Again, the routine of following a schedule here so you can kind of lose that funk there, right? Set up again the tours. Again, a lot of schools now offer virtual tours that you guys can just see the school, talk to people there as well too. And again, for our seniors, is pretty much the wrap up starts here of like getting ready for things, your orientation, your forms, your meal plans, and everything here. For June, right? Celebration, big thing is graduation season. 12th graders enjoy the graduation and document your for everyone else. Start documenting your achievements. This is one of the things that again is going to help you when you're a senior. Like instead of thinking back, what did you do? You just pull up a sheet and I got it. I did this, and you just kind of document that as well too. Setting goals for summer, just like we set goals for the school year. Set goals for your summer. Set plans that you want to have in place. And a fun little like I recommend personal recommendation. Say thank you, right? Give the thank yous to your teachers, your mentors, your coaches, those who helped you get there because like, you definitely did not get there alone. And for students, your biggest cheerleader is right behind you, your parents, right? They definitely make sure they know, especially if you're going far for college, make sure they know that you do appreciate them as well. Okay. This is the exact midpoint of the year. We are moving on to July. Before I continue, is this speed good? Let me know in the chat for those who are joining me live. Is this speed good? I'm trying to get to all the months as well too and have time for some Q&A. Are we good? Too fast, too slow? Let me know in the chat. All right. I think we're doing well. We're doing well. Fantastic. If I'm for those who said too fast, I'm sorry, I speak in like 2x mode naturally. So definitely feel free to watch the recording doing half the speed as well too. Moving over July, right? First one, summer. You're still engaged in the things that you are doing, your programs, your jobs, your internships, right? Again, more documentation, building new skills. If you have time, local courses, local programs to help build up these skills as well too. When it comes to college planning, seniors, right? Now you should be finalizing your college list, right? Month of July, this is pretty much a locked-in list that we're gonna be working on. Also figure out your essays, right? Figure out your essays, keep working on those as well too. Still working on scholarships as well. When it comes to personal growth, right? Do things that you enjoy, right? For those who, this is for all grades, do things you enjoy. This is like our trick. This is our little trick for when it comes to admissions. Do things you enjoy. Also, big thing is practice time management, right? Again, summer is a really cool time because you do have more flexibility, but it's a good time for you to learn how to manage your time as well too. Also, updating your schedule with the summer activities you're doing. When it comes to academic preparation, complete all your summer assignments, right? Review last year's material for advanced courses, set up the systems for next year, get any textbooks that you need as well. And for 12th graders, so it's our 2026 families now, right? So if you're 2026, this is for you, right? So by August, you'll be finalizing your college essays, right? Because a lot of you guys will be doing early action, early decisions, right? This is you're gonna start to get these finalized as well too. Gather your applications, your transcripts, your test scores. Again, what's your strategy for early action, early decision? Again, early action, you can apply to a lot of schools, you can find out early. Decision, you can apply to only one early decision school and only find out if that one school, yes or no, right? You're kind of locked in if you're going there. Make sure you get now create a timeline here again what of your application submission when you should be submitting. Again, pro tip, please do not try to submit day of submission. Systems crash, and that's a thing that happens every single year. Again, you can test fate if you want. I don't recommend it there, right? Updating your activities and your resume. Also, planning for fall semester, right? So for some of you guys are doing your fall SAT. Go ahead and do that, your ACT. For 11th graders, figure out what's your strategy. Again, for us, we actually don't recommend everyone take the PSC or study really hard in the SAT. The PSAT, it depends on you, kind of where are you at on this journey, because the PSAT 11th grade qualifies for national merit if you're in that contendership, okay? Again, if you're doing any fall college visits, now's a good time to start setting these up. Set up your college application accounts. The app opens for everyone August 1st. So that's when you want to set up the new apps for all your schools. And again, creating that schedule for academic activities your senior year, because time management is going to be a big thing for you senior year, juggling everything that you're doing. Okay. Another thing for August is going to be getting ready for back to school, making your schedules good, talking to teachers if you need to, setting up that study space at home to make sure you're good at it, and setting goals for the fall semester. When it comes to September, right? So we're on almost done with the school year. When we're on September, seniors, incoming seniors, 2026 families, right? For you all, now this is the month you can start to finalize your early decision and early action plans. You should have more, getting closer and closer to completed drafts of your college essays. Now you should be requesting your letters of recommendation. Again, for those who know our strategy, we like to ask in the spring and for permission and officially ask once you go back to school here, right? Again, if you haven't created your Common App yet, definitely do that as well. And again, if schools offer interviews, definitely start, again, they're optional, they're not optional, definitely go for it, right? Another thing, again, September, registering for the SAT if that's part of your plan as well too, creating a study schedule, study strategy for you, preparing for your major exams of the year. When it comes to extracurriculars, joining new clubs, taking on leadership roles, documenting what you're doing, planning community service, maybe starting something new as well too. In October now, right? Seniors, this is the early applications deadlines, right? So a lot of it's gonna be scattered throughout mid of October or even early November as well too, making sure that's good. Also in October, the FAFSA and the CSS profile traditionally opens up. This year and last year is a little wonky, right? So don't use this year and last year as examples. Typically, October 1st is when these open up. For these are the financial aid kind of applications you'll fill out, right? No matter, regardless of income, you'll still fill these out here. Then, right, make sure you follow up on the recommendation letters that you had. Again, if you'll see the recommenders status if they submitted or not. If they haven't, again, reach out, ask them, follow up on, again, prepare for interviews, review your teacher and counselors. When it comes for October, right, review your first semester grades, meet with your teachers as well to prepare for midterms. This is where the month of midterms are. If you have missing assignments, again, don't let it go on too long. Get that done and create that study plan. You've been in school for a month, 2 months now. You know where you need help. Create that plan there. Another thing for October is testing as well too. Taking the SAT or AC if you're doing that. For 10th to 11th grades, this is the month you'll be taking the PSAT. Again, each grade has different strategies for it as well too. 10th graders, I recommend just taking it, don't study. 11th graders, depends, right? Depends how good your PST score before was, then I would study or not study here. When it comes to future planning, again, scholarships, you know that a lot. Anyone can apply any single month for scholarships. You want to update your resume, activities, plan your college visits, and also, again, start researching for 2026. Holy moly, we already talked about 2026, right? Start planning for 2026 here. Start thinking about your course selection for the spring semester. Are you going to change some things in? And one of our big strategies, we like to plan semester by semester because we're able to add little classes in between each time as well. Moving on to November. When it comes to November in 12th grade, the focus here, college apps, right? So again, by now you should have submitted or be submitting, right? Your early action or is it? Again, every school is a little different. And also, some of the schools have even regular edition available, like the UCs. UCs are November 30th, the month of November, right? Have that available as well to make sure you hit these deadlines there. Review your financial aid. Make sure you hit those deadlines, right? Follow up on the early action. A lot of them you'll find out by December, but some of them you might find out a little earlier as well too, right? And again, as you keep going, keep polishing your college essays as you go. Again, the push of academics, right? Make sure your finals exams is right around the corner. Make sure you are ready for that. Anything that's missing, get those done. A lot of us was like, oh, they haven't graded. Again, be on top of your teacher to make sure they do that as well too. Start reviewing and start studying, creating a schedule for studying for December's finals. Okay. Next one, November. Looking ahead, right? So now is when we want to look for winter break opportunities. What can we do over winter break? Some of you guys maximize. I talked to a few coaching students over the break, right? Or from the break. They completely maximized. They did really cool things over the winter break. A lot of families though did not. Right. So again, it was a really cool opportunity for you to stand out, do something very cool as well, too. So definitely start again, it's all about starting early, right? Understanding it and starting early. Researching here, planning out things to do. Again, start looking at research programs. Again, I shared there's some summer programs that have a deadline in December or early November or early January. So definitely again, start as early as you can. A little pro tip, summer programs are offered pretty much every single year with the similar deadlines every year as well too. So if you start learning this early enough, you're like, oh wait, I know this program usually comes out in November, deadlines and December. You can start planning for that as well too. Okay. And again, updating your records. Wellness and balance, right? I want to throw us in here. This should be kind of all throughout your year as well too. Making sure you're sleeping, making sure you're reducing your stress. Again, making sure you do self-care. Again, if you're visiting schools, definitely a good time to visit schools during winter break time itself. And that brings us to December, right? So when it comes to December itself, this is the month you'll be taking your final exams. Submit any last assignments before the break is over, right? Talk to your teachers in case your grades are kind of a little that borderline, talking to them there, creating a schedule for spring semester. You know, a lot of things we do. We plan for the future when we execute. We plan and we execute. That's kind of the game plan of all this, and helping you review your first semester performance and adjusting your goals. For our seniors, right? Class of 2026, your seniors in December, this should be pretty much the last set of your apps you should be submitting as well too, right? That way you get to enjoy January. You don't have to like stress out January too. Submit the rest of your apps, any scholarship apps, complete those as well too. In December, you'll also find out your early admit early decision results. All right, you got in, you don't get in. If you don't get in, some schools will defer you to regular, so you just keep waiting even more as well too. Submit anything else they ask you, and keep track of the deadlines. Something else, December, winter break planning. So making sure you're creating a schedule. What am I gonna do on my 2, 3 weeks off as well too? Figure out how to maximize this here. Completing again research, college apps if needed, updating your resume, activities. Again, good time to volunteer in shadow as well too. People are still working, adults are still working, right? So see if there's opportunities for here. And also big one, definitely rest and recharge. Our students run really, really hard. Definitely want you guys to, again, take that break and decompress and relax as well too. Okay. Next is gonna be planning ahead. When it comes to planning ahead now in December, setting goals for the spring semester, research spring opportunities, and start planning for the SAT in the springtime, especially for our incoming juniors, right? Now's a good time to start thinking about, hey, when am I gonna take the SAT or ACT? Should I even take it then? And also start thinking about summer plans, right? Summer planning doesn't wait till summer. Summer planning starts in December, right? And that during winter time. Definitely that. And again, start adjusting your long-term and academic goals. Woo! Holy moly. We just went through all that. We sped run it, right? So really quick, if you guys have questions, see people dropping questions, go ahead and drop the questions in the Q&A. I have one little section. Give me 5 minutes for this one, and we'll dive into the Q&A for today as well. Okay. So the question here I shared earlier is what's next, right? What's next for college admission seekers, right? What's next for us as well? So without further ado, it's official. College admission seekers will be going away. Right. So we do want to thank everyone for being on this journey with us as well too. We've grown our community online from 0 people to over 16,000 people. We have the largest Facebook group when it comes to UC admissions. We have one of the bigger Ivy League groups out there as well too. And over the past few years, we've helped thousands of students get into all the schools, all the UCs, all the Ivies, tons of Ivies, a ton of Ivy Plus and private schools as well too. We're even going to highlight, you guys are joining us the next few weeks. We're going to be sharing also success stories from our students from this past class of 2025. So we'll be sharing their success story of how they got in and how we helped them as well too. Okay. However, right, with that note of us going away, right, one of our core values in our company is continuous improvement. You're like, what's that? Right. So as a result, we're always making improvements inside our program. So we always try to enhance our coaching programs. And we help families with this process itself. So we've always added more stuff. So the past few months, we've added a research program. We added an internship program. We're starting SAT cohorts. So students who are prepping for the March SAT class, we're actually starting live classes for them next week. No cost for our Blueprint Plus, and our concierge families is included because we want to help you guys win, right? So, right, the reason why we're going away is that we're not just the secret givers anymore, right? Our goal is to be a partner to your family to help your child get into college. So, we're not going away. We're just rebranding, right? We're rebranding. So you have come to know us over the past few years as College Admission Secrets. And officially, we are going to be dropping the College Admission Secrets and introducing Eagle Lock, right? Eagle Lock cracked the college code. And for those who haven't realized it, Eagle Lock is just college backwards because what we learned that we do is we like to work smart through the entire college admissions process, aka we figure out where your student wants to go. We figure out what they want to do in the future. Then we create the exact plan, right, to get them there, and we hold their hand to get them to that college acceptance as well too. So that has been our big rebrand. And for spoilers, College Mission Secrets is not going away. We're just moving it around as well too. So we have two exciting updates for everyone as well too. For our coaching families, I know they have a lot more fun little goodies that are coming. But just for the public, we have two exciting things. Number one, we're throwing CastCon. CastCon will be our one-day virtual conference on March 15th. It'll be a Saturday, March 15th. If you guys are interested in doing that, we'll be releasing registration out in February. We're going to be inviting a bunch of really cool speakers in the high school industry, the high school and college admissions and college industry to come to this event with us. It's a free event. So again, if you guys are interested in that, we'll be setting more information out next month. It'll be a free event for all. And something that's coming a little sooner is, again, I mentioned College Mission Secrets is moving, but it's not going too far away. We're launching starting next week our college admissions newsletter, right? So it's a weekly newsletter with exactly what you should be doing on a week-to-week basis, right? So if you're not in our coaching programs with our families, we kind of tell them exactly what to do. If you're not in our programs yet and you still want some guys, some help, right? The newsletter is a great tool to help with that. We'll be telling you kind of what to be doing at a high level, what you be working on each week. We'll be sharing some latest trends in the college admissions process. We'll even share some high school opportunities for you guys, some summer programs, internships, training, some resources. We might even throw in some scholarships for you guys to consider and look into as well. And we put together a really cool referral program. If you want to share our newsletter, which is free, with your friends, we want to just say thank you. We have some really cool gifts in return as well. Our first edition will be dropping next Tuesday, January 14th. And if you guys want to get started and get registered for that newsletter, you can get started. It gets launched tomorrow. I'll send an email out tomorrow if you guys get registered over there. Okay. That being said, super, super pumped. We are now officially Eagle Lock, and you'll start seeing that kind of slowly change. It's not gonna be a fast move, but we'll start to shift that over time, over the next few weeks, few months. So you'll see that rebrand happen. Okay. With that being said, let's answer some questions, right? So the first question I see here is, can I see the top three schools that require SAT? So top three is very relative. Are you thinking top three ranking or top three whatever? So a lot of schools, not a lot, a handful of schools are now test required again. A big, easy answer is the Ivies. A lot, not all the Ivies. There are a few schools that are optional, but a lot of the Ivies and even MIT, for example, is back to test required. So if you look them up, and again, it changes every year. So I wouldn't quote, I just Google it really quick, right? Test school, test required, test optional. It'll tell you exactly what it is as well, too. I just know for a fact the UCs are blind till 2028. That's their statement. So at least for a few more years, they'll be blind. They'll be blind. But look it up because every school only releases like a year after. They're like, next year we're gonna be blank. So for 2026 families, definitely look up the schools to make sure that's up to date. 2027, maybe you want to check on the schools also and see if they change or not. My prediction, I don't think that they are, is the big one. I think a lot of the top schools will be doing it. Some schools may follow suit, but it won't be a massive shift yet. Okay. Someone asked about why shouldn't you take the PSAT 11th grade? So the answer there is again, the PSAT 11th grade qualifies you for national merit. National merit is a full ride scholarship. So if you guys are in the content, you have to be based top 1% in your state, right? And so if you're not even close, could you do it? You could, but you have to put a lot of hours of studying to get there. And for me, is that worth it? Or is that worth spending the 100 hours of studying versus if you put that 100 hours in something else that may make a bigger role, how's that going to play out? And that's going to be the answer for you is that I wouldn't recommend that from a pure strategy point of view, unless you're really close. If you're really close, you're like, hey, 100 extra points, you get it. And yes, study for it. That 100 points could equal a full ride. So parents will be happy. But when it comes to most people, your scores probably weren't going to be that range anyway. So just treat it as a practice test and then consider should I take it or not for the actual SAT in the spring. Okay. Awesome. Someone asked about early action, early decision, the difference there. So the big difference again, early action decision, you're applying early, finding out before the new year is pretty much what it is. Early action, you can apply to a lot of schools, you just find out early. Early decision, you're locking into one school. So you're basically telling them like, hey, I'm only applying to you as early decision. But that also means legally, right? Legally, if you get in, you're signing a legal contract saying, I am going to commit to you guys. Also, once you click an automatic acceptance and automatic yes on your behalf for an ED school. That being said, though, right, little asterisk, technically, could there be a way out? Technically, yes, if like the finances are way off. So let's say the calculator you did with their school and what they offered you was way off, then you have a way to kind of get out of that agreement. But typically you don't, right? So typically if everything matches up, you can't just ED yourself in and say no to them. There's usually repercussions for that as well. Okay. Cool. That is pretty much it for me today. So again, on the screen, if you guys are interested for any of our new friends or families who are interested in a free 15-minute coaching call with our team. Again, we want to help people out as much as we can. So go ahead and text the word coach 949-298-6234. It's probably a number how you got to this call. So text back that number, the word coach. Our team will go ahead and set you up with a 15-minute session with our coaches sometime this week, and then we'll help you guys out with your journey. Okay, that's pretty much it for me today. Hope you guys, and just to complete the illusion, here is our boom new background as well too, right? So super pumped for his rebrand. You'll start to see it kind of throughout our different materials the next few weeks, and that's pretty much it. Super excited for all our families who gave us like a lot of kudos and warm words over the break because of the rebrand. Thank you ahead up. Thank you from the past. Thank you from the future. But yeah, super excited. Hopefully I'll get a new shirt soon, and we're gonna have some fun. Okay, that's it for me. It's gonna be an incredible year together, 2025. Looking forward to help you guys all win big. Chat soon, everyone.